Okay, welcome to the last lab in my VMware's vSphere 6. Here we're working with Storage DRS. Keep in mind this is only allowed if you have an Enterprise Plus license. So before we do anything else, we're going to go ahead and add an additional hard drive to our VC. And we're going to be adding in another 35 gig hard drive. We're going to call it iSCSI4. And I'm going to go ahead and get into my VC and go ahead and prep that hard drive. Tools, computer management, disk management so that we can actually see the hard drive. Alright, now that it's there, we're going to go ahead and initialize it. I'm going to bring it online, then initialize it, then format it. We're going to be putting this as our V drive. Once my machine lets me. Okay, so my machine was just kind of lagging a little bit, so I'm going to initialize it. MBR is fine for this. Let's do simple volume. We're going to do, no, that's all good. We're going to put it to V drive. We're going to give it the name iSCSI4. That way we can have our iSCSI 1, 2, 3, and 4. Close out of all of that. I'm going to go ahead and get Starwind set up. Oh, the joy of when you're not using an actual dedicated SAN. Add a device, hard drive, basic virtual image, image file. We're creating a new one. We're going to be putting this on V drive. We're going to be calling it iSCSI4. We're going to be setting this to 33 gigs. That's all good. Allow multiple, yes. Target alias should be iSCSI4. Alright, now I'm going to give it a second and it should be ready to go. So once we have it set up and we see it, let's go ahead and get in our VC. I'm going to be using the desktop client. You don't have to, you could use the web client. Once we get in here, we want to see where all of our ESXi hosts are at. We also want to see where all of the machines are stored. They're all showing iSCSI2. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I actually want to make sure that my ESXi can actually see the appropriate storage of iSCSI. I'm showing 636 and that's not right, so I'm going to go ahead and rescan everything. I should be seeing at least 848. Just to double check, let's look at storage. I can see iSCSI1, iSCSI2, NFS. On ESXi1, I can see iSCSI1, iSCSI2, NFS. Again, I'm going to go ahead and, configuration, storage adapter. I'm actually going to rescan as well. that's appropriate. Well, here we have an additional one, so we should be seeing 848. Alright, it's not auto adding it, so let's just go ahead and click on add storage. We're setting up as a disk LUN. We're calling it iSCSI4. Max space is fine. That's good. I forget sometimes that when you're using a software SAN, it doesn't always like to add storage automatically. It's showing inactive. I'm going to rescan it. Alright, and there we go. We have iSCSI 1, 2, and 4. So let's go ahead and go home. We're going to go to storage and clusters. We're going to go ahead and right click our training. We're going to be setting up a new cluster. We're going to be setting up a new cluster. We're going to call this my cluster. We're going to turn on both. I'm going to be setting up my HA and DRS. Almost all of this should be fine. Because the interesting part is we need to set up a new data store cluster. I went ahead and I moved everything to my cluster. I'm going to go home because you'll be able to see that you can't, oh, not new folder. You actually can't do the new data store clusters here anymore. That was me fat fingering it. Let's go to data stores and clusters. Here's where we can actually set up our new cluster. We're going to call this my Storage DRS. For our example, we want it fully automated. And for what we're doing, you can set things like utilization and I/O latency. Set it for where you want it to be set. I want it for my entire data center. I want to have it for specifically iSCSI 1 and iSCSI 2 and iSCSI 4. And I'm going to click finish. And I'm going to give it a second. You'll notice that iSCSI 2 and 4 are moved out of the main list and put under the appropriate clustered storage. If you browse both of them, you'll see that A and B are in one. Nothing is in the other. With this, you just have to give it some time and it should start load balancing them. To kind of help speed this along, I'm actually going to edit my cluster, make sure it's turned on, make sure it's fully automated. For the runtime rule, we want space utilized. We want to balance it 50%. DRS scheduling you can set if you want. I actually want to go ahead and add one. I want it to start because it is 3:40. So I want to go ahead and set it for 3:40 a.m. I can set frequency. I'm going to do all the days. This is going to be dependent on your environment, but for me, that's what I want it. I want to go ahead and call this night. Run. Fully automated, 50%. Lightly. Go ahead and finish. So I will show that, oh, I totally fat finger nightly run, but there are my schedules. My rule. I'm going to leave rules completely off. I actually want to turn on both of my A and B machines. I'm going to click OK. One last step. Again, browse the data stores so that I can see A and B are still on iSCSI2. And I'm going to give it some time because in a minute, migration should start happening. Here it is right here, initiated by what user? That was the rule that we created. So we check the data stores. They're both currently trying to balance out between the two. I don't want to add storage. So I'm just being patient while it actually refreshes and moves everything. Oh, there it is right here. There's the migrating of the VM. We're moving B from iSCSI2 to iSCSI4 automatically because, again, that's our storage load balancing. I'm going to pause while it copies just so we can show the end result. And it shows completed. That's the end of this lab. I want to thank you.